iFi Audio has sent over many a product for me to review over the last year or so, and I do greatly appreciate it. But when they asked if I wanted to review their new desktop DAC amp, I was very quick to say yes. How does the new Neo iDSD compare to other iFi products that I have reviewed? Hi folks, Dave with DBS Tech Talk, and today we are going to talk about the iFi Audio Neo iDSD. I want to thank iFi Audio for sending over the Neo iDSD. Do greatly appreciate it. iFi Audio, you rock. Alright, so the Neo iDSD comes in this very small package, and I would say it's about the size of a SMSL SU8. If you are familiar with that DAC amp, that's about the size of it and about the weight of it. Has a very nice aluminum build to it. Does have this interesting little wave that just kind of adds to the look to it. Has this big huge volume knob that also works as a mute button. It clicks when you touch it. Has all kinds of inputs and outputs on the back side of it. It's just a nice looking device. I really do enjoy it. I think it's very attractive. It feels well built, just like all other iFi products, and I have no doubt that this will last for a long time. Let's go through the functions of it real quickly. So you have a big OLED screen here, which will tell you whether or not you're running on PCM or DXD, MQA, whatever type of music. It'll list that on there. Also shows your volume in dBs, and excuse me, we'll show a few other things which I don't remember off the top of my head. The volume button does control, makes a nice sound when you're moving it around. Also, if you click on it while music is playing, you will mute by unmute by hitting the button again. And then you have a source button right here, which you just cycle through all your sources. And then you have a power button. Also, the source button is a Bluetooth pairing button. You have 4.4 millimeter balanced output for headphones and a 1/4 inch output for headphones. On the back side here, you have your Bluetooth antenna, power input, USB 3.0, fiber optic, coaxial, XLR out, and RCA out. RCA can be changed to be either fixed or variable. And overall, I just find that it has very good just functionality, enough inputs and outputs for the average desk. Do keep in mind that the Bluetooth is only input only. It is not outputting Bluetooth signal, so you cannot connect it to wireless speakers. You do have to have it coming either balanced or RCA to your speakers. Does have a Bird Brown chip in it, and so when iFi always uses Bird Brown, and so I was kind of expecting the normal house sound from Bird Brown. And when I plugged this in and first started using it, I was like, this does not sound like a normal iFi product. There's something different about this. So I started to really research it and come to find out, because it doesn't have the different filters on it, and it also does not have True Bass or the 3D. I was kind of surprised that it only has the GTO filter and Bit Perfect. And so I was really surprised that it's set at Bit Perfect and the GTO filter. But that does make a big difference in how it sounds. I was pleasantly surprised actually at the sound. It's got this nice airiness to it, and it feels very expansive in the soundstage. It has good depth and layering to it. And to me, it just has a kind of almost somewhat of a softer approach than the usual iFi products have. Usually iFi is a little robust, a little bit thick and really warm, and this is a little bit more on the just pleasing sound. I do wish it had a little bit more body though. It's almost a little bit too thin, especially on some headphones. So if you're using it on something that already has a little bit of a soft sound, this will really sound a little too weak sauce on it. But if you connect it with the right thing, it sounds really pleasing. And when I say the right thing, I'm talking about like Mr. Speaker's Ether C. I really enjoyed on this. The Sennheiser HD 600 sounded really good on this. I was really pleasantly surprised with a couple of matchups. It worked well with IEMs. But with that said, this is actually not a very powerful device, especially on single-ended. Single-ended is very weak. Balanced is a little bit better, but it only does 1 watt out on balanced, and it does 295 milliwatts on single-ended. And so it's not a very powerful device. So if you have really demanding headphones or IEMs, this will struggle. If you tend to listen to music at a loud volume, you may be disappointed in this. It just doesn't have that power to push and drive higher demanding gear. As far as going outputting to other amplifiers, it does very well. Sounds great either balanced or on single-ended. I used it with my SPL Phonitor SE. Truly enjoy it with that matchup. The SE has a good, clean, clear sound, does not color anything, and so you get the true sound of what the iFi sounds like. So when I plugged in the iFi to its amplifier and then changed over to the SE, sounded the same. And when I used the XLR and I went to the Gishelli Labs Airish, the same thing. The Airish is very clean, does not color sound, and again, I was just getting what the iFi was presenting, which was a very pleasing sound. I really do enjoy the iFi Audio Neo. Going to speakers, it's very fun, connects to my Monoprice MM5Rs that you see there in the background. And the iFi Audio Neo iDSD is a good product. And here's the thing that I struggle with it. Unlike all the other iFi products that have lots of power and you're able to change the gain settings and you're able to play around with all the different filters and all of that, the Neo is just a sit and play and forget about it type of device. And I've kind of gotten used to using an iFi product to tinker. And so it's a little bit different, and I'm like tossed one way and tossed the other as to whether or not I really like the Neo. And I think that if you have easy, efficient headphones or IEMs that you can use, the Neo is a very good product. And it would do very well on a desk. But I don't recommend it for the amplifier. If you're going to use it for the amplifier, make sure you have the right type of gear. What I do recommend it for as a DAC, I really enjoy the sound as a DAC or as a preamp. It works that way. And so I recommend if you're going to pay the price and get this Neo iDSD, you're going to use it as a streamer and as a DAC, not really as the headphone amplifier. If you are going to use this as a headphone amplifier, you're going to have to use it balanced. So you will need, if you don't already have 4.4 millimeter cables, you're going to need some sort of adapter, XLR input to 4.4 balanced, and then it just connects into your headphone. That's the way I recommend that you use the Neo iDSD as a headphone amplifier, that you use the 4.4, as it does do 1 watt out. But if I'm going to recommend this device, which I do, I recommend it solely as a DAC. I think that is where it excels. And it just has a nice, slightly warm, airy tone to it that is a little bit on the thinner side, a little bit on the soft side, but it's just so pleasing and pleasant to sound and sounding when it is matched with the proper gear. This has been Dave with DVS Tech Talk. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Speaking of next videos, somewhere on the screen is going to be notification bells and subscription links. Go ahead and check those off if you haven't already. And then check out the links down below for information regarding the Neo iDSD, where you can purchase it, and all kinds of other specs and all that good stuff. And also information regarding playlists that were used during the review process and music and all kinds of stuff. So check out those links, and I'll catch you on the next video.